the interesting circle though, because it forces so many of those teams, like you said, on the western side of the island towards Marbleworks, towards the side of Golf Course, and maybe even towards Fire Brigade to rotate in towards one another, which means that whatever I said's out the drain. The circle is just completely giving us the curse.
Yeah, I see of this as more of a blessing rather than a curse, to be honest. Because, yeah, these teams will have to rotate, but at least they know where to go. Unfortunately, Kunal Jr., he knows exactly where to go, and that is far, far away from Team Last Breath. He's caught out over here in the open. At least he reaches the marble blocks area where he can juke in and out of cover. He's got a little bit more hard cover to work with, and luckily for him, Last Breath cannot follow up right away. But they can cut off his rotation by circling around him, and that's exactly what Kaushik's trying to do.
Exactly.
His teammates have already left the area, so if he dies over here, there's no reviving. I don't think his teammates will come in to rescue him either. He's actually trying to fight back instead of running away. He knows that his teammates are now on the edge of the river. If he can bait out the players of Team Last Breath into following him, then he might just be able to make it work. And the players of Last Breath have spotted the players of For Unknown in the distance. The two remaining players are also right there. They can see the glue walls being thrown down on the ground. And they realize that pursuing him is not going to give them any dividends now. He's got back.
For sure. And, I like this rotation that they're committing as well. They're essentially going towards Crossroads. And on the other side, it's going to be Team Chaos who don't draw first blood. Galaxy Racers do, in fact. But now, though, Team Chaos, they did down Martin. If I'm not mistaken, Martin should be revived up as well. This is not the ideal start for SATUL. SATUL, if you had to describe their performance in the Pro League, it's been pretty average, right? They've been looking really good on their on days, but they've had their off days as well. Right now, there's barely any breathing room, and if this is the start they're going to have towards Purgatory, I just hope that they try and scramble in terms of placements. A lone wolf at this stage of the game, as this stage of the tournament, is going to be very hard, but that's a disadvantage. Having that numbers disadvantage is something that they're going to learn to have to play off. Otherwise, it's not going to be a good showing for them.
Yeah, they can accept the numbers disadvantage when it comes off of one team, but now there's two teams hunting them down. Team Chaos and Galaxy Racer, both the teams have done pretty well for themselves in this day of finals. Any more points that these two teams get is just padding their stats and getting them closer to that #1 spot. So not only do they lose their members, but they also end up feeding those numbers to the teams who are already in the lead. So it just goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, it does. For Unknown. You're yet to bag a Booyah as well, right? They've always been a team that's built up when it comes to getting that pressure on. They're a team that, when delivering, are going to deliver lights out performances, right? It's not been that day for them. It's simply not been that same for Unknown. They're still looking to salvage this though, and their positioning, they're split apart. You can see that their approach is essentially just gatekeep. They want to make sure that they're in positions where they could individualize these frags and potentially knock from different angles to deny rotation, to deny help, and to make sure that Last Breath use a lot of utility where they can potentially even counter initiate. You can see Last Breath are in such a problem because there's a wall behind them that's closing in, which essentially is the play zone. And then there's a wall which is right ahead of them with potentially a couple of spears, which might cause pretty big of a hemorrhage. So yeah, it's time that's going to be a deciding factor, and it's their ability to fight back. You can see that Adam and and Amigo are trying to commit to a long rotation from Marblework. This is interesting. Is this going to be a 200 IQ move, or is Detzel going to be able to spot this out with potentially supervision?
I do believe that they would prefer choking out into the zone rather than, ramming themselves ahead into that wall of spears. Yeah, I guess slow that is much, much desirable than a fast one. Not the rules of the land, but this is the rule of Team Last Breath. And they're used to holding their breath outside of the blue zone, so it kind of works out in their favor. I'm concerned about this fight more. Total Gaming. Oh my goodness, what on earth?
Wow.
Fab hit off that nade? He just blew up Vazio and Golden. That was a spicy potato. Luckily, these bunch of blue walls, and they have to put up 2 and 3 of them just so that they can keep themselves secure, will not be allowing them to revive their players as the remaining members of FTX full send it in. It's just MarieX left, and he's taking quite a lot of damage too. Mr. Jai just juking in and out of those cover. and he's trying to cocoon himself within those blue walls,
Oh.
but I don't think he's going to be able to get an advantage. But what on earth did they just pull off? Mr. J,
Yeah.
they turned the tides around. They pulled off a 2 versus 4 clutch against Galaxy Racers. How on earth did Galaxy Racer lose that? After winning the Booyah, how do they fall against just 2 players of TSM FTX? That was a complete turn of the tables. That was a true Uno reverse.
Yeah, they dropped the ball quite a bit there. That's a massive pickup. And mind you, this is a very scary squad in and of itself. So it's nice to see them feeling it. I hope the blood feels a little more warm, right? You've got to hope from the back of your heart that every team right now who's made it to the grand finals has that appearance that they've been eyeing for. This might be their chance. Of course, we've been having quite the storm today, Crips. It's not been like any other day of the Free Fire Pro League. We've had upsets, we've had crazy rebuttals, we've had mad plays happening day in, day out. Total Gaming trying to take a very, very long-range commitment against Team D, who are out in the open. So real estate advantage goes the way of Total Gaming. And of course, you've got to hope that the circle closes into something like this, right? In fact, I think in week 1, we've had the very, very best map that we've had in Purgatory, where it was a fields finish. So I'm hoping that we get some sort of a finish. It'd be a justifiable end for such a crazy day we've had so far.
Yeah, but this is about to get even crazier as 4 Unknown. Now they are up against Team D. And Team D won the first Booyah in the game. But I don't know if they will be able to carry this momentum forward. They seem to have hit a roadblock after that first win. Can they overcome this one, though? They've got the high ground. They have that advantage. They can lob grenades without any problems. But Swastik is using nades of his own, which will displace RNSS, forcing him to take another angle. But there comes Yahi. He's got the angle onto Dead Soul, and he will knock him down through the glue wall. A nice wall bang coming through with the M82B. And now it's RNSS who's looking to get the advantage. But the nades are just keeping the players of Team D far away. 4 Unknown are buying themselves some space. And this space might just allow Swastik to go and revive Dead Soul. But this is a very risky maneuver. Anand needs to protect them right now. And he's stepping up to the task. He's shut down Blackshout. And he's taken off shots onto Yahi as well. The 4 Unknown team are actually winning these sniper duels, but then the shotguns come into the picture, and this is a completely different ball game. Both the players are in quite a lot of danger. RNSS and Taneja now in a 2 versus 3 battle will be able to down Swastik once again. But where's the backup? Dead Soul is trapped. He needs the help of Kunal Jr., and he won't be getting it in time as Taneja pumps his gut full of lead. It's just Kunal Jr. now, and he cannot save his teammates. He's gonna heal up and hopefully buy himself a little bit of advantage going into this 1v2 battle, and he will at least confirm 1 point before he finally hits the dust. Getting double peaked, but that's the end of 4 Unknown. They were at second place on the overall points table, but now they will take a massive hit.
Yeah, so Galaxy Racers are out, 4 Unknown are out, Crips. This is the purgatory that we all are looking forward to. A lot of big names getting derailed. But you've got to feel it for squads like Team D, like SATUL, who are, Team D have been having considerably a better day. SATUL trying to make their way back are simply not putting themselves in the best odds. Mind Gamer now has to potentially solo wolf his way to victory, which is going to be considerably hard. As we've mentioned, a lot of teams in the grand finals are opting in for that passive approach, keeping their 4-man rosters up and running. TSM FTX in the first map of Bermuda, they got completely backstabbed by, I think, the sole member of Survivor 4AM. So we've seen lone wolves make big impacts in the overall implication of things, right? You've just got to feel that with the amount of madness we've seen today, that could be the next stop on the train. On the other side, TSM FTX, they have hit a comfortable sniper tower that they're looking to invest this position upon. Meanwhile, you do see Total Gaming having a decent bit of real estate as well. Team Chaos, Last Breath, Captains, Team D, all in one-arm distance of each other. This is looking to shape up a very, very juicy finish.
Yeah, but I love the zone prediction from Total Gaming. At one point, they were next to Team Elite, but now they're going somewhere else. They try to go down the compound, but Team Elite, they will be shut down in the middle of that rotation. The McLaren blows up, and so does the skull of Killer. He's the one who's getting killed right now. RDP in a little bit of danger, and so are the rest of the teammates of his of his crew. RDP, can he make this work though? While we say that, another team got completely decimated, and that's going to be Team D. TSM FTX though, they are now inviting third parties, and it's Lifehackers. But as soon as Lifehackers pick up a fight against Team FTX, captains are the ones who are shooting them. Where are captains even shooting them from? Oh my goodness, Lifehackers, they revealed their position a bit too early, and now they're the ones in danger. Sam has been confirmed, so that's 2 kills going away from Team Lifehackers. Captains pick up 1, FTX picks up 1, and these guys just made a massive mistake showing their hand a bit too early. Mafia, he's also now decimating them, but he's the one who's shooting at last breath, not Lifehackers. So Total Gaming on the completely opposite end of the circle have the potential of shutting down Survivors 4 AM and Last Breath over here. So these guys are responsible for gatekeeping 2 teams. TSM FTX is responsible for gatekeeping 2 teams. Both Total Gaming and TSM FTX now have a good position for themselves. Let's see how many kills they can capitalize on this one, because in the end, it will be the number of frags that make the difference. That's it. Lifehackers have been eliminated. It seems like they have run out of their life points. But can Total Gaming pick up a few kills over here, as Soul also bites the dust?
Yeah, Total Gaming, they're punching in the pain. SRV feeling the wrath of it. Mafia and Delete just completely cleaning house. And this is due to their early rotation, right? This is where they bag those kill points, like you mentioned. They have very, very good position. The only other team that has a decent position could be a team like Last Breath, or even Team Chaos for that fact. Captains rotating in towards Team Chaos, while Team Elite are on the verge of getting eliminated. TSM FTX, a man down, but the revive comes in. On the other end, Captain just Kobeing nades up the cliff, just hoping and praying something connects so that they can push the fort. But it's AkashZit who bites the dust first, as Divine snipes him out of the air from the back lines. Captains, they're in the back foot. Nivesh still has 2 nades. He needs to try and punch in the pain now, because Team Chaos are doing a very good job at holding them at fort. Last Breath aren't having the best time as well. Captains, their late rotation simply not panning out. Team Chaos, their backs are against the circle, and they're taking the fight to TSM FTX. But the Cocoon Glue Walls is what keeps them safe, but Team Elite aren't safe anymore. They are dead, and they are just bread for the rest of the teams. They eat up these meat-like kill points. TSM FTX being left out in the open. Blood, wounds, that's what they have, just walking all over them as they're getting surrounded by sharks. This is just third-party extravaganza.
And it's not a pizza that you would want to have. This kind of extravaganza, it's not at all tasty. Team Chaos and Captains with their backs against the wall as the walls start to shrink, now need to move in. Total Gaming find themselves in prime position. Can they actually pull off the double booyah though? If they can, this will be a massive upset for everyone over here. Stoner trying to make sure that he has some potential to get back into the circle, but TechKK will say no. 3 teams left. Last Breath somehow still keeping themselves alive, even though they were getting hard gate kept, and the circle now forces all of them to move further. Total Gaming forced to leave their compound and come out into the open, pick up this man-oh-man fight against Last Breath. Kaushik and Adam have a decent bit of crossfire between themselves, but Delete will be able to stay true to his name. Can he delete Adam as well? The Chrono Shield might just stop his favor, but that is it. It's a 2 versus 2 now. Ashistar and Adam both on half HP, but Ashistar is still able to win the duel against Fuzzy Ajay. It's Mafia now on a 1v2, and he's got the HP to make it work. Ashistar and Adam both low on health, but Adam, he is still healthy. He's trying to heal up. Can he actually pull this off though? He's got only inhalers to work with, and every time he puts one of those inside, Mafia's chances of winning this clutch reduce significantly. He's got the head jangle. The nade comes in. It will force Mafia to go around the other side, but Adam is not here to intercept. He missed this opportunity, and now he's cocooning himself. Mafia can isolate these 1v1 fights, but Ashu wins the duel. Lovely stuff